Yep. Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we learned about data binding related various concepts. So, we discussed about data binding in React. We are learning about it. And in data binding, we are learning how to bind different types of data. You saw about number, another one is a Boolean. So, in JavaScript, how you present the data in the same way you do in React. The data types are same, but some changes in the presentation of data. So for that, we need to know about this data bindings. So we saw number, how to present numbers in various formats, and we learned about Boolean. What is the new thing about Boolean? Number is same as JavaScript you do. What is about Boolean? Boolean values cannot be displayed. So we need to use a logic. Through the logic, we need to present the data, right? Now, in the data type, another one is a string type. Number So we are not learning about these data types. These already you know in JavaScript. We are learning how we present them. What is new inside them. So already in JavaScript, you know how string is represented. So string is configured using three basic points. You know, one is double quote, another one is single quote, another one is a backtick. So in Java, yeah, online people, is it audible now? Is it clear? Online people, is it audible? Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, online people, is it audible?
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Hello. Yeah, online, is it audible to everyone? Yeah, online people, is it audible? Is it clear? Yeah, is it okay now? Audible, everyone? Yeah. Okay. So let's see here in string handling, string type already we have three ways of string configuration. In JavaScript, what is difference between double, single, and backtick? Already you know in JavaScript what is difference between three. Double and single quote are used to represent inner and outer strings, and backtick is used to allow binding expression. So what is new already you know in JavaScript? Backtick. Backtick allows a data binding expression. So dollar and block to bind dynamic values. So data binding expression is not allowed when you are dealing with the double quotes and single quotes. Double quote and single quote will not allow any data binding. So data binding expression is allowed only in backticks. So JavaScript strings we use in the same way. There is no difference. You know how do we represent a string and define a string here. For example, we have value, and value is having a simple string here. String you can represent with a single quote or a double quote or backtick. So when you are representing a string, configuring a string here, we are assigning some string value into it. For example, the value is some BG dark. That is the value. Now I want to apply this to heading. To heading, we need to apply that BG dark. We want to apply that to the heading. So what we will do is for heading, we are defining a class. But here already some classes are present. To that we need to add this. That means already some classes are present. To that we need to add. So then here class we define using a binding expression of React, because some value will come dynamically into this. And here already some classes are present. How you write those classes in single quote or double quote? Suppose we have text center and we have space text white, or say text some warning, something like this. Now these classes are applied to the heading. They are applied to heading. Now this BG dark also we need to add. Then how? Actually that BG dark is a string which is stored in a reference of val. That val we need to add to this string. Generally in JavaScript, how you add a string? You use a plus concatenation. Am I right? And we use the dynamic value. val. You need to concat like this. But a lot of concatenations are not great. You know, modern JavaScript. In modern JavaScript, we don't write like this. We just put our string in a backtick. Backtick allows here you can use a binding expression $block. In that binding expression, this is JavaScript binding expression. In this binding expression, you can simply put the val. That means the dynamic value will be binded here. And you can see that it will use that binding. So you are adding any class here. So we are adding some P2 padding 2, then it is going to set the padding. So here you can see this is allowed. This binding is allowed. This is allowed only when the string is written in a backtick. If string is written in a single quote or double quote, then that is not allowed. The dynamic value is not allowed. That means dynamic expression is not allowed. So that is allowed only when you are writing in a backtick. When you are configuring in a backtick, then you can use it. If lot of dynamic bindings are there, then you can better use this technique. So string representation, one of the advantage here, backtick allows this binding expression. So syntactically, the concept is same. So we have a constant val and set val is use state. Suppose here we are having directly some BG color, BG dark. Some value you can initialize. Now you need to apply for any heading or paragraph. We will use dynamically. Backtick we can use. And here already we have some classes and text warning. And we can apply dynamically the new value coming from that variable. So here you can add your text. This is representation of string. If you are not doing that, if you are using a single quote or double quote, then it will be like this. Class name. If you are using a single quote, then text center, text warning. And after that plus, we have to use val. If you are doing that within single quote. Single quote and double quote will not allow the JavaScript binding expression. JavaScript binding expression is allowed only with backticks. So how you represented a string in your JavaScript here also same concept, and all string formatting and manipulation methods are same as in JavaScript. So there is no difference here. So we are not going to learn any of these string formatting and string manipulation methods here. They are same. What are string formatting methods? You learned string formatting methods like bold. We have like italics. You have like superscript, a subscript. These are string formatting methods. Font color. So font size, to uppercase, to lowercase. These are all string formatting methods. You have char at, you have char code at. So you have index of, last index of. You have match. So you have starts with, ends with, we have trim, split. So you learn so many functions, all are same. Whatever string manipulation you learned in JavaScript, those all methods will work in the same way here. There is no change. So string, number, and boolean. These are the three types how you handle. You learn so many string formatting methods na, in JavaScript. All those string manipulation methods are same here. So that is string. So string formatting methods, for example, I want to convert this into an uppercase string. So then what we can do is here we can configure another constant title and just title. We don't need a setter. So use state. I can initialize directly here data binding. That is the value we initialize. Now that data binding we need to display here. That is what title. We don't have a setter, we just have a getter. And you want to display, then you can apply string formatting to uppercase to lowercase. You learned all the string functions, split, substring, substr. You have slice. All those string manipulations are same. There is no change. So working with strings, every concept is same. There is no difference here. So example, just roughly, I will keep this. So how you present your numbers and booleans and string type. Next, what in your data types you have an undefined type. What is undefined? So at compile time, if a value is not supplied and you are trying to use that, then it returns what? Undefined. Undefined. So it is same as in JavaScript. So you can use undefined keyword to verify value at compile time. To verify value at compile time. And one more you learned, what is it? Null. Huh? So it is also same as in JavaScript. And you can use null keyword for what? To verify value at runtime. At compile time, value is verified using undefined. At runtime, value is verified by using null. You know this already. In JavaScript, how we used null and undefined, they are same. So there is no change. You have to just use the keywords undefined and null. I'm not teaching you any data types here. I am just showing how you manage in your JavaScript. Are there any differences in React? If there is a difference, I am showing that. If there is no difference, I am just ignoring that same concept. So this is undefined and null types. For example, suppose I am having this, let's clean up this and just keep a simple option here. So what is this use effect? What is that use effect? Use effect is a hook. Hook is nothing but it is a function. What is its purpose? It defines actions to perform at the time of mounting the component. Mounting is just like loading the component. Generally, how you write a body load event, you write use effect. What is that array representation? Dependencies. Dependencies indicate when to load the component again, because component will load only once. But if any changes are happening every time we want that to update, then we can define the dependencies. Later you will see those dependencies. So here we have a constant and uname and set uname. So username is equal to use state and it is a string type, empty string. And what we are doing is into this set username, we are expecting value from a prompt. I'm using a prompt and say enter name. Now you know that what prompt will return in JavaScript. Prompt will return a string when you submit with OK. When you cancel, prompt is going to return null. Prompt returns null when you cancel the prompt. You know that generally. For example, this is your console, and in the console you enter prompt, say enter name, and prompt will show like this. On OK, what it will do? It will return a string. And on cancel, what it will do? It will return a null. So at runtime, if value is not supplied, then it is going to return null. We know this in JavaScript, how it handles. So the same here. So how do you verify whether value supplied or not? That means here we need to just present some message. I am using a paragraph, and here I am using a simple binding expression. And in that we are writing a simple expression uname. So uname is equal to null. You can use the null keyword. If it is equal to null, then we will put a message. The message says that please provide a name. And otherwise, we have to just display that uname. Whatever uname is entered, it should show. So if it is null, we will display a message. Otherwise, we will just show the message what they have. So then what you can do here, it shows an alert prompt. You entered some name, then it will show that. If you cancelled it, then it will say, please provide a name. Right? It is going to display that. How you verify whether it is supplied or not? By using null. And when undefined, if the value is expected at compile time and you are not passing the value, compile time value is expected and you are not passing, then obviously it will return what? Undefined. You know that also. For example, we are using var x. There is no value in x. And automatically it is what? Undefined. And when compile time value is expected, undefined. Runtime value is expected, that is null. Right? You know the differences both. So syntactically, we will use it here. So we are having a constant. You have uname and the set uname is equal to use state. Directly here you can use a prompt, enter name. You can directly configure that. And we write a condition here. Uname is equal to null. please provide a name. Otherwise, whatever your name is there, it will display. That is a simple syntax. If you are verifying at compile time and value is not there, then uname is equal to, you can verify with what? Undefined. This is when value is not supplied at compile time. So you remove the prompt, automatically it will verify as what? Undefined. Right. So in JavaScript, the data types, these are all primitive types you learned. Almost all are same. Only one difference you saw is Boolean. Boolean have a different, it cannot present. We are using some logic. What is another data type you have for your types? You have a symbol type. Symbol, it is same as in JavaScript. Symbol is a data type. It's a primitive type of JavaScript. Why to use symbol type? Uh, So it is used to configure a unique hidden field in object. Later, while learning about object, you can see, but already you know in JavaScript, why you use a symbol type? To define hidden fields in an object. Object hidden fields are defined by using symbol. It is a feature of ES5 and higher versions. JavaScript ES5 and higher versions supports a new data type called symbol. And this symbol type allows you to configure a hidden field in object. Later, when you learn about object, you will see already in JavaScript, you know, just the point of JavaScript, it is same here, handling same. Later with objects, I will show you. Actually, when you are dealing with, for example, I will show in a general HTML part that you should know. Usually we are having a script and this is where product is an object. You know, object is defined in a block style. Object have what? Keys and values. So we have a name key. So it has some value. You have a price key and it has some value. I want a key ID, but it should be hidden. It should not be shown, but it should be used in the background. In that case, what we have to do, we need to create a ID, and this ID will be a symbol type. And how you represent a symbol type? In a square brace, ID and value is some 101. That is the ID. Now, whenever you try to read the product and all its fields, ID is hidden. ID is not visible. But individually, ID will be working. So that means you know already this in JavaScript. Suppose I use for where property of property in product and document dot write. I am printing the property and I am printing the value of the property product of property. So I am reading all the keys and values. And when I am reading all the keys and values, the ID key is not visible. Only name and price will be there. ID will not be visible because it's a hidden field. We created a hidden field by using symbol type. And individually it is working. That means if I try to access document.write product of ID, individually it will be working. You can see individually it is working. So ID is a field, it is available, but it is not visible. We keep a hidden fields. Generally, how you design these hidden fields in HTML form, you know. In HTML form, hidden fields are designed by using input type as what? Hidden. So what is the purpose is to keep some fields in a form so that you don't show, but you use them in the background. For such reasons, you need this symbol type. And it's a general thing actually. So syntactically, so ID is a symbol and how you define this, some product is an object or later here we configure constant product. This product is an object. Use state, it is an object where ID will be 1 and name will be some TV like this. Price will be some price. That's how we write actually. So symbols are enclosed in a square brace. That means whenever you read all the properties of product, it is not going to show the ID. It is going to show only name and price. But individually, when you try to access, it will show. Just for your understanding sake, because if you learn JavaScript, for JavaScript people, I will give this example. Later we will use this because we haven't still learnt about object. When we learn object, we will do that. But it's a same concept. There is no change how you deal with the symbol. So this all comes under primitive types. So what is the summary of primitive types? Summary for primitive types. What are the primitive types you are having? A number, so string and a boolean and null, undefined, and a symbol. These are all the types. Number, string, boolean, null, undefined, and symbol. These are all the types. Handling numbers, handling string, handling boolean, all are same. There is no change. Now, here, how you deal with another one. Next, we will see. Next one is date type. Date type. In JavaScript, how you manage your dates, here also same. But here one big problem is there. So the major problem with the date types here is generally in JavaScript, how you define a date. In JavaScript, dates are stored by using a date constructor. So JavaScript date constructor is the same as in same in React. JavaScript date constructor is same in React. Date constructor is same in React. So that means, so syntactically constant MFD, set MFD, that is manufactured. Use state, and how you store a date, later set MFD. How you store a date into it. We need to store a date value. Then I'm using a date constructor. We are using a date constructor. And what it will do, this date constructor is going to load the current date and time. You know, in JavaScript, date constructor will load the current date and time. It is going to load the current date and time. So here we are trying to deal with some date. So let's say MFD and set MFD. So that is a manufactured date. Okay, it's not a string type. And we want to store some date here. So then what we will do is we are using a date constructor. We are dealing with a date constructor here. And we want to display here. So manufactured, and it should get from MFD. Manufactured is getting from MFD. That means the value will be this. Here you can see this is the value defined, and you can see here set MFD, right? MFD, yeah. Into that set MFD, you can see the date is stored. It will store the current date and time. And if you want to store specific date and time, then what you do? This stores current date and time. If you want to store specific date and time, then you know what we have to do. Set MFD date. Here you need to pass like a string, year, month, day, and hours, colon minutes, colon seconds, and milliseconds. This is how you need to handle a date. How you store the date, it is the way. So MFD, it will store the current date, and this will store specific date and time. If you want specific date and time, then you have to define. And what is the format of date? Dates in JavaScript are stored in year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. That is the order. Otherwise, it is an invalid date. So we have a specific date here. Date type we are defining. This is Tuesday, June, and all. And usually here we have the date specific. I will add year 2024. Month is 06 and day is 29. Hour is suppose 14 and 20 and 40 and colon some 55. And you know the values here. So it is going to get that particular date and display the date here. So I will refresh this, and that is the specific date you need to configure. So, and what is it? So year, month, day, it is loading the current date only. So a new date. Yeah. Now here you can see it is showing some issue related to date. what is the date related issue is you can store any specific date. But what is the problem is date have some local formats. Date is having some local formats. Local format means, for example, this is date and you are passing some new value as a string into that. It is loading only current date. What is the local format of date? Those local formats are not allowed inside the virtual DOM. So here the key point is React can use all date methods. React can use all date methods. Can use all date methods, but handle cannot handle local formats. Local formats. This is one important. What are all date methods you learned? All date methods means you learned get hours. Am I like get minutes? You have like get seconds. So get milliseconds. So get date, get month. So get full year, get day. These are get methods. What are set methods you learned? Set hours. So set minutes. You have set seconds. We have set milliseconds. So we have set date, set month, and set year. These are the date functions. Actually, there are so many other date functions. What are other date functions you have? To local date string, to date string, to local time string, to time string, and to string. These are all the date methods. Huh? To get and set the dates, these are all date methods you learned in JavaScript. So all these methods are fine, but local methods are not allowed. These local date string, local time string, these are not allowed. The local format of date and time functions are not allowed. They are not allowed. You cannot have them. So this is one important problem that you will face while working with the date. So the local formats are not supported, which you are using in your JavaScript easily. In your JavaScript, local methods are simply used. They are very helpful also. But in React, these local methods are not suitable. Why? Because they're related to actual DOM. And actual DOM gets which region your browser is using. According to that region, it will set a local format. Is it English US, English India? According to your browser language settings, the local formats depend. And virtual DOM cannot access the actual DOM. That means React cannot work with actual DOM. So it doesn't know the local formats. So see here, suppose I'm giving, suppose MFD dot to date string. I am writing a to date string here. So to date string is related to date. And you can see it says it's not a function. And you see here, to string I am giving here. To string is used to convert here. And you see cannot read undefined. Why it is undefined? Because Here you are configuring date. I will use what data type it is? Date. I will not use any set here initially. So that is the date type, and you can see it shows the date. You are assigning a new date into this. So 2024, and month is 06 and day is 29. We are defining like that. Then you can see that this date is not updated. Even usually date constructor, you use a new option here. It is a new memory allocation. Now you can see it will allocate. Why? Because the date is actually just a getter. It will not allow to set. If you want to set date, then you have to newly allocate the memory again. Then you can store a new date. You can configure a new date. Then it allows you to configure the new date. So here one more point, and see, toString is working. For example, I say to local date string. To local date string, it is allowed in JavaScript, but here it is not allowed. It is only a simple format. Later you will face issues in this. That means actually it is showing the output just because browser JavaScript is having that date format. It is okay. I use two local date string, or I use two date string here. You can see that it is working fine. But later you will face problem with the React date handling. That's the reason React people don't prefer using these, because they are related to actual DOM. To handle dates, we prefer using a third party date adapters. So we don't recommend this. Even they are working, we don't recommend. Why we don't recommend to use these? Because they are related to actual DOM and they are directly interacting with actual DOM. React will not able to use it in later different levels. Means later when you learn more state management and all, you will see it is unable to accept the dates. For that, what we do is generally to handle this problem. Currently, no problem. You can directly configure. So here, first I will give a point. Date is a getter. So which gets the current date. So you can configure new date. So which allocates dynamic memory. You know, new is dynamic memory allocation operator, which allocates dynamic memory to store value. So constant some MFD is equal to use state. You can use date. It will get you the current date. Use state, you can define new date. It will allow you to set. And how we present MFD dot to local date string. So, or MFD dot to date string. But these two are not recommended. So as it belongs to DOM, not the virtual DOM, or both of them. We don't recommend these, both of them. Then what is the good way is, so always use a date adapter. Adapter for virtual DOM. Date adapter for virtual DOM. React don't have any inbuilt date adapter. You have to depend on third parties. Like you have day.js, you have like moment. Day.js and moment are very popularly used date adapter for React people. We always recommend to use these because later you will see the failures in date. Several date and time functions will not work while working with complex data in React. So we don't recommend to use these local methods. We always recommend to use the adapters. Moment, day.js, and so many third parties will be there. These are some popular. Moment is one popular date adapter which we use to present and deal with the dates. You can even create your custom format of date by using this. For example, when we are using local date formats, you see here to local date string to local time string. They are working fine, but we don't want like this. That means we don't want like this. I want full Saturday, June, or first I want day 29 Saturday and June 2024 order placements are required. That you cannot control here now. To control that, better you go with a third party one. So third parties actually what you do whenever you are using a third party, all the third parties you can get from a website called npmjs.com. That is actually official node package manager website. Why you should know about this? Because the third parties when you are using, they are not stable. Every few days some new things will be coming, they will be changing. What you learned today will not be there after few days, they will be changing. So you have to make sure that before you really implement, check what is the latest changes, what are the latest changes in that library. Then you can implement. Blindly, you cannot implement any third party without knowing its changes because these keep on changing regularly. This is the website you need to keep in touch. So we have npmjs.com and here we will search for a library moment. And you see moment is one React library and moment is used for parsing, validating, manipulating dates. It's a very big date adapter. And you can choose this adapter and it will show you are there any recent changes. 6 months ago, it is modified. That means there are no recent changes. Sometimes you will see 2 days back modified. That means you need to check some changes in that. Right. So now what you have to do is you want to use this. MFD is manufactured and you see that it is going to display the manufactured here. And how you display that? So we will use, usually we are using what? Dot to string. We are using to string and to string is going to display in this way. We want our own format to create. Then what you do? Better install. This is the terminal. Open the terminal and install the new third party library. What is it? npm install moment. Moment is the library and use the save flag always. Moment is the library that we have to install. We installed the moment library. After that, moment library provides lot of classes. We have to import moment. import moment from moment. You need to import this moment function from the moment. Actually, this moment is a function. It is a function. You are importing a function from this particular module. Then if you want to present any date, then you can access the function moment. Into that, you can pass the date. That means you can pass a date, which date you want to show. MFD is the date we want to show. That means it is the date we are passing into it. Now you can apply formats into that. What are the formats is nothing but moment can use a format. And what is the format? Actually, format is going to display like this. Now you need to apply the format. In which format you want. Suppose I want day. After that, I want month. And after that, I want year. You should be very careful here because there are problems with the capitalization. Day, month, year. You can see day, month, year. And anything, whatever separator you want, you need to keep the separator here. Then it will get that and show. Whatever you want. That means commas, anything. That means you can create your own formats and define the format. For example, and capitalization matters. Any problem in the capitalization, it will not work. So that means you need to keep the capitalization correct. Remember, so suppose we are giving DD. This is what day. And lowercase, it is going to display as a short form. 3 characters, then it is going to display short. 4 characters, it is going to display lengthy. That is for displaying the day, weekday, which weekday it is. So Saturday and what is it? Day and month and year. So how do you define the month? Suppose I am writing here Saturday and you say DD. This is what it will be 29. Lower case, and these all formats are given in their library. So you can see the documentation. When you go to the documentation, in the documentation, they will give you all the formats here. That means complete set of formats, what are available, it will give you. You can just read the different formats. That means how to write. There will be so many. You can see string formats, special formats, all will be there. It's a very big third party. As of now, we are using only for presenting the date. Later, we will do lot of manipulations. That means setting the date, handling the date. So React people never use these direct JavaScript functions of date. They completely depend on a third party called moment. And how you write the year, that means this is day 29 month. Month I defined like short. Then you can see it shows that 30, but that is a wrong value. So is uppercase, then it is correct value. It is the short form. 4 characters, this is the long form. And you want the year, I put a comma here, and year we have to define y, and that is the year it will display. In any order you want, you can display. I will shift this DD before this DD, and you can see the format will be like this. Any order, any format you can create. But here the format related characters are important to understand. So what you have to do first, so you have to install moment library. So npm install moment. After that, configure date in React component. Usually you do constant mfd is equal to use state. Use state and new date. and some date. Okay. Next, what you do is import moment function. So you have to import moment from moment and configure the format for date value. How you do MFD moment in that MFD dot format. In that you can put your format. So this is like DD MM and YYY. That's how the formats are defined. For time also same. You can check the complete list of formats in their official site. It will give you hundreds of designs for that. And just for a understanding sake, DD numeric and DD is short string. So you can use DDD. This is long string. And MM month number, MMM short month string. This is long month string. Some important options I am defining. 2 digits year. Capitalization very much formats. 4 digits year. So whenever you are dealing with date and time like values, always it is recommended to use these third parties. Companies use Day.js, Moment, Luxon, so many third parties are there. So one example I will give here. I will copy this example. This is just example of the data binding. How you can present the date, deal with the dates. That is the reason you cannot blindly implement your JavaScript here. Some changes you should know, right? How to deal with the different data types. Now, another option is in the data types, you should know about the next is you should know how to deal with a regular expression type. You know regular expressions. So regular expression, same. A regular expression comprises of meta characters and quantifiers. Quantifiers. Expression is enclosed in slash, two slashes. You know how to write regular expressions already in JavaScript, and Usually regular expressions are used to verify the format of input value. The format of input value is verified by using regular expression. So you should verify the format of input value using regular expression. So generally how you define regular expressions already we know. Suppose we are creating a regular expression. Let's clean this here. Yeah. We are defining constant and regular expression is equal to use state. Generally, regular expressions are defined in a double slash. Suppose I'm verifying a format like, regular expressions are defined with question mark equal dot star square a hyphen z slash w and 4 comma 15. This expression indicates that you need 4 to 15 characters alphanumeric, at least one uppercase letter. You learned all these patterns in JavaScript, how to write them. Generally, regular expressions are not defined in a string. It is defined in two slash. You have to configure in the slash. And how do we verify regular expression with a value? We generally verify regular expression with a value by using. Here we are using the value. What is the string? That means our value is suppose like some string is some David 1, 2, 3. This is the value, and this value should match with a regular expression. Then we use what? Match. Match with whom? Match with regular expression. If it is matching with regular expression, question mark, this is verified. Otherwise, it is invalid. Invalid. So invalid. So name 4 to 15 characters with at least one uppercase letter. Uppercase letter. This message we are displaying. So usually regular expression is verified by using this invalid name 4 to 15 at least one uppercase letter. Suppose here I am adding one uppercase letter into the string. Uppercase letter, that means it is verified. It will check whether it is matching that particular pattern or not. How do you write the patterns? You write by using meta characters and quantifiers. JavaScript, HTML, even in HTML also, you write this by using how? You have input type is a text. You have a pattern attribute, am I right? Pattern allows you to write a regular expression. But dynamically, if you want the expression to configure, then this is how we define the expression. Regular expressions are same as you done in your JavaScript, all meta characters quantifiers. Syntactically, this is constant, regular expression, use state, and expression is defined in double slash. Slash W4, 15. This is a regular expression for any string 4 to 15 characters with at least uppercase letter. So expression is verified using match method. Expression is verified using match method. So usually we have a string. If that string is matching with regular expression. then verified, otherwise invalid, like this. How you deal with regular expression. Expression is verified by using the string method called match. So number, date, booleans, regular expressions, these are all various kinds of data you need to deal with. And now the major part here is, your array type. So arrays. So I'm not teaching you about arrays, but we are just learning how do you deal with arrays. So arrays, all array concepts are same as in JavaScript. So all array methods are same. Methods are same. There is no change. All array concepts are same. What does it means? Declaring array, initializing values, assigning values into array. Everything is same. There is no change. All array methods are same. Adding elements into array, removing elements from array, sorting array, finding elements in array, all are same. There is no change. But the way how you present an array is different here. That means array concepts are same, array methods are same. So array presentation, how it happens, we will see. Actually, JavaScript requires a lot of complex options, but in React, it is very simple to deal with arrays. For example, so generally, what is the problem with array in your JavaScript is very lengthy approach. Suppose constant categories is equal to use state, and I'm directly initializing. It is an array, all electronics and footwear, so fashion, something like this. This is an array of string. You know, JavaScript array can have any type of value, number, string, boolean, anything. It is not same type. It can be different types. And we initialized array with some values. We need to read them and present them. Generally, in JavaScript, to present array, it's a lengthy process. For example, we have an ordered list. All these categories must be added into ordered list. We have a drop down. All the categories must be added into a drop down. Then in JavaScript, how you do? It's a very complicated. In JavaScript, you know how you do. It's very lengthy. For example, we have an ordered list and we want to generate array elements into the ordered list. Suppose we have a script where categories is equal to some all, some electronics, something like this. Fashion, okay. To add them into the ordered list on load, what is it? Body load. And we have a function body load. On body load, right? Yeah. On body load here, we need to read all the elements from array. Generally, what is the best way of reading elements from array? Map. By using map. Array have map method. By using map, you read every element, every category you read. After reading every category, you know these are arrow methods. After reading every category, for every category, we have to create a list item, document dot what? Create element list item dot inner HTML is equal to category. And this must be added into ordered list document query selector, ordered list dot what, append child, what should be appended, li. This is how we dynamically generate the list and we display the list. This is how it just. JavaScript is very lengthy to handle arrays and collections and all. You have to create elements, you need to add elements. It's very lengthy process. But in React, it is very simple. Suppose you want to present here, take a binding expression and categories. What is the collection? Categories dot map. You read every category. For every category, you return a list item. And in the list item text, you need to display the category. That's it. It is going to generate that here, and you can see it is generating that here. It's very simple approach. Suppose I want to generate an option for every item here. Then put a binding expression. What you have to do? Categories dot map, read every category, and what we need to create? Option. And what should be the option text? Option text must be the category. That's it. Now you can see that all the categories are added here into this. I don't need this, right? Yeah. And it is going to add all of them here. This is a huge pain in JavaScript. You need lengthy. Actually, in JavaScript, if I want to generate this list into a drop down, right? Then what you have to do, again, the same thing, same categories dot map. We have to create an option. How to create document dot create element. What is it? Option. What is the option text? Option have text as category. And option have value also category. Then it should be appended document dot query selector into select dot what, append child, which one? Option. This is a lengthy process. This is the lengthy process generally JavaScript does, but in React it is simple. We can easily manage that in React. So yeah, sorry. We can easily manage that in React. It's a simple map you can use and you can manage. Dealing with array is simple here. So configuring arrays is same. There is no change in array. Only the array manipulations, array methods are important. Now, I will just give an example here. Now, based on that, so here I will give a point. So you have to use various array iterators to read all elements and present in UI. What are the array iterators you have? Map is a iterator. What else? For each is a iterator. Find is an iterator. So filter is an iterator. Am I right? You have a iterator again. Another one is join is an iterator. Even a toString is also an iterator. These are all iterators of JavaScript arrays. By using these iterators, we can read and we can manage. And you know the differences between them. These all are used for array reading. So, and some more important points are there. So we will see how to handle them. So we have two more options. That is object, another one map. How to deal with object and map. That we'll see in next session tomorrow. Tomorrow we will detailedly discuss more about this array.